The protagonist of the movie is Sean, a 30-year-old university professor who has devoted all his life to science. Yeah, right. People who say they're doing things for science aren't nearly this successful by 30. As he takes a jog through the snowy roads, he narrates that he doesn't believe in birth after death, aka reincarnation. Unfortunately, as he reaches a tunnel, he suffers a cardiac arrest and suddenly passes away. At the same time, a child is born somewhere else in the city. The movie then skips forward 10 years, where Sean's wife Anna is mourning at his grave. Even after all this time, she has still not gotten over his death. Her new boyfriend Joseph watches over her from his car with a hint of jealousy. That evening, the couple throws a lavish house party to announce their engagement. Hundreds of people are invited, and among them are Sean's brother Clifford and his wife, Clara. The two are still in contact with Anna and love her a lot. However, as they are about to enter the elevator, Clara unexpectedly excuses herself with their gift, saying she forgot to tie a ribbon around it. Then she goes downstairs and sits nervously, as if she is hiding something. Unbeknownst to her, a young boy is staring at her from nearby. After contemplating for a while, Clara heads outside, buries the gift, and then hastily departs. Surprisingly, the boy from earlier has followed her and witnessed everything. The scene then cuts to Anna's house, where the party has already ended. Currently, her family members are discussing the upcoming marriage. Just then, the boy from earlier barges inside and says that he wants to speak with Anna. This unexpectedly startles everyone, and they inquire if he is lost. The boy simply says, "I am Sean. I want to speak with Anna in private." Slightly scared, Anna takes him into the kitchen and asks him what he wants. Sean confidently says,
"I want you."
He further reveals that he is the reincarnation of her husband who died 10 years ago. As expected, Anna only laughs at his claims and leads him outside the house. But even in the elevator, Sean continues being strange. With a very serious look, he tells her,
"Don't marry Joseph. You are making a big mistake."
This deeply upsets Anna, so she leaves him in the care of the guard before heading upstairs. At night, during coitus, she reveals about their conversation to Joseph. However, he ignores her and continues thrusting. The following day at work, Anna is again contacted by Sean, this time in the form of a letter. In it, he has once again warned her against marrying Joseph. Anna shares the letter with her family, but instead of being concerned, they all laugh it off, saying it is absurd. The only one who appears to be upset is Joseph. So, that night, he calls the building's guard, hoping to get information about the boy. But, to his surprise, Sean answers it and says that he is waiting in the lobby for Anna. Shocked, Joseph rushes downstairs and confronts the boy. After a bit of chatting, he learns that Sean's parents are in the same building, so he heads to them. Anna is also called to the scene, and together, the adults force Sean to apologize. However, he bluntly says,
"No."
And also explains that he will continue pursuing Anna because she is his wife. Hearing this, Anna becomes enraged and warns him not to bother her again. As the couple leaves, the boy suddenly collapses to the ground. Anna, who lost her husband due to a cardiac arrest, is traumatized by the sight. That night, before going to bed, Sean's mother approaches him to give him words of comfort. However, he rudely sends her away, saying,
"I am not your stupid son anymore."
The next day, as Anna and her mother are having breakfast together, the latter reveals that Sean had left a message on the telephone. He asked Anna to come to the tunnel. Hearing this, our confused protagonist becomes even more confused, as that is the exact place where her husband died. So, despite her mother's warnings, she rushes to the tunnel. As soon as Sean arrives, she angrily asks why he is messing with her. In response, the boy again says that he is her husband. In fact, he is willing to be interviewed by her brother-in-law Bob, who is a very good friend of the real Sean. Anna simply stares at him in shock and disbelief. In the next scene, Bob visits little Sean at his house and conducts the interview. As he turns on the recorder, he mentions that the real Sean never believed in reincarnation. He then proceeds with the first question, "Where did you live?" The little boy confidently says that he lived in Anna's current apartment, but he wasn't around much due to work. When Bob asks where he worked, Sean explains that being a lecturer, he had to go to to different universities and conferences. In one instance, he even lectured at Bob's hospital. The boy continues by revealing much more intricate details from the real Sean's life, like how he and Anna did it on Bob's green couch several times. This conversation should be illegal. Later, Bob plays the recording in front of Anna and her family, shocking everyone. However, for some reason, Anna has a weird smirk on her face, probably because she has started believing in the boy's claims. On the other hand, Joseph has become very concerned with the situation. He has started fearing that Anna may slip away from his hands.
The freaking kid's gonna bang my wife.
Just then, the bell rings, and when the housekeeper opens the door, Sean and his mother enter. This instantly makes the environment tense. Shortly after, Sean's mother has a private conversation with Anna, where she sobbingly reveals that Sean doesn't act like her son anymore. In fact, he is always rude and angry when anyone approaches him. Anna sympathizes with the poor woman and offers to help. She requests that Sean be allowed to stay at her place for the night, so that she can help him focus on his studies. Anna promises to pick him up from school and return him home the next day. After a while, we see Sean wandering around the house, correctly guessing all the rooms and furniture within. He even knows the exact place his favorite chair is kept. All the family members simply look at him in shock and disbelief. At night, while Sean is enjoying some pastry, Joseph approaches him for a private talk. He asks the boy how he remembers about the place he died, to which Sean replies that it is all like deja vu in his mind. Joseph then asks another question. Where did Sean and Anna meet for the first time? The boy responds that they met at the beach and instantly fell in love. He then requests to see Anna, but Joseph declines, warning him to stay away from her.
If you clap my wife, then I'll clap you. That came out wrong.
In the next scene, a worried Anna goes to Sean's brother Clifford's place and confides in him about everything. Clara is also there, and the couple listens in carefully as Anna reveals that Sean has been reincarnated in the form of a boy. As expected, Clifford thinks that is a joke, but when Anna starts crying, he realizes that something is wrong. Anna explains that even after 10 years, she has not been able to forget Sean, and now a random boy who resembles her late husband has come into her life. Anna doesn't want to fall in love with him again, so she pleads with Clifford to convince the boy to go away. After this, Anna picks up Sean from school and takes him to have ice cream. There, she inquires how he plans to provide for her, and he replies that he will work. Anna then jokingly asks him how he will satisfy her physical needs. She also inquires if he has ever made out with a girl. With a serious face, the 10-year-old boy says,
"You will be my first."
Jesus Christ. Hearing his responses, Anna starts believing that he is actually the reincarnation of her late husband. So, to learn a little more about him, she ditches her car and goes on a ride with him in a carriage. Unfortunately, Anna misses her dinner date with Joseph, making him extremely worried. And to complicate the situation even further, she calls Sean's mother and requests that Sean be allowed to stay for one more night. The woman misses her son and is clearly upset about the whole situation, but nonetheless, she agrees and continues pimping out her little boy. That evening, when Anna is in the bathtub having some private time, Sean weirdly removes his clothes and joins her. Ugh. Shocked, she asks what he is doing, and the boy replies that he is looking at his wife. Anna doesn't know what to say. She simply keeps staring at Sean. Ultimately, Joseph finds out that they are together, so he storms away from the place angrily. He probably should have just dropped a toaster in that thing and been done with it. That night, a small musical ceremony is held for the upcoming wedding, but Anna and Joseph can't seem to look each other in the eye. Meanwhile, a bored Sean begins tapping his leg on the chair, much to the annoyance of everyone. Joseph turns around and asks the boy to stop, but when he doesn't listen, Joseph finally snaps. He drags Sean across the room and spanks him aggressively. Bob and the others manage to restrain him, but the damage has already been done. The three-way is complete. A terrified Sean runs away from the house, and Anna rushes after him. Bob also goes to check on the two, and when he arrives downstairs, he shockingly sees Sean kissing Anna. Disgusted, he leaves without saying a word. On the other hand, a furious Joseph packs his belongings and leaves. Anna's mother apologizes for all the trouble and promises to sort things out as soon as possible. After a while, Clifford arrives at the house only to find it in a complete mess. Anna is seen weeping in the corner, and out of nowhere, Sean runs into the room and hugs Clifford. The latter observes the boy's face carefully and concludes that he is not Sean. He says that he knows his brother well, and this one is an imposter. However, Anna continues insisting that the boy is her husband, reincarnated. Meanwhile, Sean heads out to the lobby, where he is suddenly confronted by Clara. With a smirk on her face, she shows him her dirty hands and asks him where the bathroom is. Sean nervously leads her there, and even dries her hands. Then, Clara writes her number on his hands, explaining that she has changed her address. For some reason, this terrifies Sean, and he mumbles,
Please, don't tell Anna.
That night, Anna gets into an argument with her family. Her mother and sister threaten to call the cops if she doesn't let go of the boy, but Anna is willing to take the risk. She angrily asks them to stay out of her life before storming off. Following this, we are taken into a flashback to the night of the engagement ceremony. When Laura buried the gift, Sean followed her like a creep and dug it out. Inside, he found several unopened letters, all of them addressing the real Sean. They were sent by none other than Anna. In the present, the 10-year-old Sean visits Clara at her place. The latter immediately confronts him for being an imposter. She says that she knew right away he wasn't the real Sean, because if he was, he would have come to her first. This is because the real Sean was having an affair with Clara. He wasn't happy with Anna and actually hated her. Anna was unaware of this, and she kept sending him letters when he was away. However, Sean never opened a single one, and to express his love for Clara, he gave her all of those letters. He wanted her to feel more special. Clara was also deeply in love with him, but she could never convince him to get a divorce. On the night of the engagement, she wanted to surprise Anna with the letters, but she couldn't go through with the plan. In the end, little Sean found the letters and read them all, and this is perhaps how he knows so much about the real Sean and his wife. Another theory is that he has actually become infatuated with Anna, to the point that he has started believing that he is the real Sean. When Clara presses him to come clean, he becomes scared and runs away from there. The confrontation takes a devastating toll on the little boy's psyche, because of which he stops seeing Anna. He spends most of his time wandering in the wilderness and climbing trees. He even contemplates committing the unthinkable, but then stops himself at the last moment. Because of his disappearance, Anna becomes restless and falls into a state of depression. However, after much consideration, Sean finally visits her one night, all muddied and dirty. As he takes a bath, a super excited Anna approaches him and starts explaining her plan. She wants them to run away and start a new life in another city. Anna says that they can get married as soon as he reaches 21, but to her shock, the boy declines, saying,
I am not Sean.
Anna becomes anxious and asks if he is joking, but he responds,
I love you, so I cannot be Sean.
As expected, this perplexes Anna because she doesn't understand the context. However, Sean replies that he can't explain it any better. In reality, he has come to terms that he is not Sean because the real one never loved Anna. Dejected that she was played this entire time, Anna gets up and leaves. The following day, she heads to Joseph's office and begs him to forgive her. Anna says that she was so blinded by her husband's arrival that she lost control. To her delight, Joseph forgives her in an instant.
You're still a pedo, honey, but I love you.
The movie then cuts to several months later, where the two eventually do get married. However, Anna is still lost in her thoughts, which Joseph notices. Elsewhere, Sean has started going to school regularly. In a narration, he apologizes for all the mess he created, but hopes that he and Anna can be together in another life. In the final scene, Anna has a panic attack and rushes to the beach where she first met Sean. But fortunately, before she does anything drastic, Joseph stops her and hugs her tightly. He then calms her down and takes her away from there. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.